So let us consider another very important article of Unit 2 non-linear wave shaping, clamping circuit theorem. So let us see what is this clamping circuit theorem. First let us consider negative clamper circuit. As you know, the negative clamper circuit is consisting of, when you take the source resistance and this is the capacitor C, and say this is the diode, and we place a shunt resistance R across the diode. So this is the circuit we take. Let us assume that VA is the input voltage to the circuit and V0 is the output voltage of this circuit. So therefore, for proving this, assume the source resistance Rs is equal to 0. The source resistance Rs is equal to 0 in this theorem, and let RF is the forward resistance of diode. So that means when the diode is in on condition, we have to take that the diode is replaced by resistor RF. So therefore the operation of the circuit is very simple. When the input is at high level, the diode is forward biased, so therefore diode is replaced by RF. RF in parallel with R gives RF, so therefore the capacitor charges during this interval. So that is the first point you have to remember. When the input is at low level, the diode acts as open circuit, so therefore resistor R comes into the picture. So during this interval, the capacitor discharges. These 2 points are very important in this clamping circuit theorem. Now first let us say I am applying a square wave. For example, let us say we are applying a square wave input to the circuit. Let us say, so this is Vs, the input to the circuit Vs. So let it be a square wave like this. So I am showing it as a square wave. Let us say it is a square wave. So of positive high level is V dash and low level is V dash. So V double dash. Let us say the peak to peak voltage is say capital V. Let us say peak to peak voltage is say capital V. So now when this kind of input is applied to this circuit, since it is a negative clamper, ideally, in ideal case, so what we expect a square wave should be clamped. Ideally the square wave should be clamped to 0 level like this. So this is the ideal output we should expect from this negative clamper circuit. But because of the resistor RF in the circuit, so the output will not come like that. So therefore the output will come like this. So this is just 0. So this is our output voltage V0 versus T. So the output will come like this. There will be a small tilt. So like this, you have to draw like this. So this kind of output you get because of the resistor RF. Let us say this is V1 dash, say this is V2, so this is V2 dash, say this is again V2 dash. Let us assume that this time is say T1, let us say this time is T2, let us say this time is say T3. So let us assume that this is the area in forward direction. So let us call this area as AF, very important. The area in forward direction. So let us shade this area. So let us shade this area. So let us call this area, say this area is say AR. So this is the steady state output. Remember that this output is the steady state output. Steady state output of the circuit. The steady state output will come like this. Now, so what we have to do is that, so let us take the statement of the clamping circuit theorem. Statement. Let us see. Under steady state condition, under steady state condition. Under steady state condition means when the output is settled down to these values. Under steady state condition, the ratio of area under the output curve, remember that the area under the output curve in forward direction, so that is what you have to write, that is when diode is conducting, remember that when the diode is conducting to the area in reverse direction, so that is when diode is not conducting, the area in reverse direction is given by simple formula, the ratio of area in forward direction by the ratio of area in reverse direction, simple formula RF by R, where RF is the diode forward resistance, R is the shunt resistance in the circuit. So this is a very simple theorem we have to prove. So what is this? Under steady state condition, the ratio of area under the output curve in forward direction, so that is when diode is conducting to the area in reverse direction, that is AR. So that this area comes when the diode is not conducting, is given by AF by AR is equal to RF by R. So this is what you have to prove. So that means this area AF by AR, which we have to prove it as RF by R. So therefore for this case we take two intervals T1 to T2 and T2 to T3. So let us take two cases. From these two cases we will prove this statement. So that is what we are going to do now. So therefore, so let us take the case 1. So that means let us take the case 1. So when T1 less than T2 from the circuit, so that means during this interval, so what is the condition? That is when the input is Vs is equal to V dash during this interval, Vs is equal to V dash as we have shown. What is the condition of the diode? The diode is forward biased, which I have explained, forward biased. So forward biased. So what we have to replace? It is replaced by RF. So another important point I have mentioned is that the capacitor charges during this interval. So these points you have to mention clearly. So during the interval T1 to T2, so the input is at high level, the diode is forward biased, so it is replaced by RF. As explained, the capacitor charges during this interval. So let us draw the circuit. Just the capacitor, since the source resistance I have assumed it as 0, what is the equivalent circuit? Just the circuit is so RS is 0, just replace with RF only. So this is the C. So when the Vs is equal to V dash, the capacitor charges. Let us say the current in the circuit is say IF. So let us say the output of the circuit is say VH. So therefore when the capacitor charges, so as you know the simple formula, what is current? Current is nothing but as rate of flow of charge. So what is charge? Charging is nothing but as integration of I dt. So use this formula. So therefore I am using this formula. The charge acquired by the capacitor, during this interval, that means during this interval T1 to T2, during this interval. So what is the formula which I have given? The charge acquired by the capacitor is equal to integral. What is the current in the circuit? IF into dt. What is the interval? T1 to T2. So what is IF can be written as? IF can be written as VF by RF from the circuit. So therefore integral T1 to T2 VF by RF into dt. Let us call this as equation 1. So let us take the second case. When T2 is less than T3, So that means when the input is at V double dash, what is the status of the diode when the input is low? The diode is off, therefore the diode is off. The capacitor, what happens to the capacitor? The capacitor discharges during this interval, so that is what you have to mention, during this interval. So therefore, what is the circuit? The circuit is very simple, capacitor. So this is the, now we have to replace, since the diode is open, we have to replace with shunt resistance, remember that. So therefore, the Vs is equal to V double dash during this period. So therefore, let us say the current in the circuit is say IR, the output voltage across resistor is say VR. Now, so the charge, so therefore since the capacitor discharges during this interval, the charge lost by the capacitor, during this interval is, so what is the charge lost? Let us call it as Q dash. So Q dash is equal to integral IR dt. So the interval is T2 to T3. So but what is IR from the circuit? So T2 to T3. So the output voltage VR by capital R into dt. So equation 2. So under steady state condition, that means once the waveform is settled down to steady state, under the steady state condition, the charge acquired by the capacitor, is equal to charge lost by the capacitor. So this is the very, very important point. So under steady state condition, the charge acquired by the capacitor is equal to charge lost by the capacitor. So therefore from the equation 1 and 2, so we can write it as charge acquired is equal to charge lost. What is the charge acquired? So that means integral T1 to T2. So what is this? Vf by Rf into dt. So what is the charge lost during the interval T2 to T3? So Vr by capital R into dt. So let us take it out, Rf outside. So this, since it is diode forward distance constant, so integral T1 to T2. So Vf into dt. So take 1 by R outside, integral T2 to T3. So Vr dt. So from the integration knowledge, so this is the area under the output curve in forward direction. So this is replaced by AF by RF. So this is, what is this? It will give the area under the output curve in the reverse direction, which is called as AR. So given by R. So from this, what we can clearly mention that AF by AR. So AF by AR. So that is the area in forward direction to the area in reverse direction is simply RF by R. So this is what you have to prove, the very, very important theorem in the examination. Just equate charge acquired by the capacitor is equal to charge lost by the capacitor. From that expression, the area in forward direction to the area under reverse direction is equal to RF by R. So this is the very, very important theorem, clamping circuit theorem. Thank you.